Welcome back to You've Been Schooled. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Devin.
And today we begin with a huge update in the NBA China situation. The face of the league, LeBron James, came out and criticized Daryl Morey for his pro-Hong Kong tweets. He basically said that they were irresponsible and they hurt a lot of people. And this infuriated NBA fans. LeBron James has been someone who's been very outspoken on social justice issues, very pro-speech, and people feel like he just switched up. And they're furious. So what do you make of this situation?
Yeah, I mean, as a whole, it's a very tough situation. I mean, I know last week I backed how the NBA was handling it, and I looked at it as kind of, it made sense to appeal to the Chinese fans in kind of a business manner, but looking at it now, at this point, they're really not going to have any fans in China. So the situation has kind of become bigger than the NBA as a whole, and it's something that they need to find a solution quick. I'm not completely sure what that situation will be, but it's something that needs to happen fast. And it's just with 1 week until the NBA season begins, we'll just have to kind of see how it plays out throughout the next week. Moving on to the NFL, we've got massive trade with possibly the top cornerback in the league. Jacksonville sending Jalen Ramsey to the Rams in exchange for 2 first-round picks and a 4th-round pick. This happened just hours after the Rams traded their own Pro Bowl cornerback Marcus Peters. So how do you see this change as impacting the Rams, the NFC West, maybe even the NFC as a whole?
I think this makes the Rams the favorites in the NFC West and one of the top contenders in the NFC. I mean, like you said, Jalen Ramsey might be the best cornerback in all of football. Mm-hmm. And when you pair him with the best defensive player in football, Aaron Donald, that's a scary defense. I mean, offenses are going to be frightened to face them. Mm-hmm. I know they've had, a rough patch, lost 3 in a row, a couple close losses. But I think when you pair, that defense and their offense should come around soon with McVay and all the weapons they have, I think they're one of the best teams in the league now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one. I think the Niners host the best defense in the NFC and the best defense in the league, and I don't think these teams are even on par with each other yet. I don't think this trade fixes anything. I mean, you just look at the matchup from last week. The 49ers absolutely dominated the game on both sides of the ball. They held the Rams to under 100 passing yards. So this begs the question: Is defensive back really where the solution is for the Rams, who have lost 3 in a row now and are down to 500? 2 games back of second place in the NFC West.
I mean, we had a bad offensive performance. Todd Gurley wasn't playing though, and he's one of the best backs in football. I know his usage has been a little shoddy this year, but still, when he's back there, the defense has to account for him. He wasn't back there. That explains the poor offensive performance. I think they're going to turn it around in the upcoming weeks. Sean McVay's too good not to turn this team around. They're going to win the NFC West.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at it. The 49ers are 5-0 right now, and their offense hasn't even performed to its full potential.
It's not good.
Yeah, all right. The Rams aren't even the second best team in the NFC West. I mean, wow. Seattle is 5-1 right now. Russell Wilson is playing at MVP level caliber right now, and he's carrying this team right now. I mean, you can't look at the Rams as even on par with either of those teams right now, the way they've played the last few weeks.
The Rams are better than the Seahawks. We lost at CenturyLink Field.
To the Buccaneers. You also lost to the Buccaneers.
I mean, they had one of the best games they've ever played. Regarding the Seahawks, we went into CenturyLink Field.
Yeah.
We should have beat them if Greg Zuerlein didn't forget his leg at home. Mm-hmm. I mean, he makes 44-yard field goals in his sleep.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen. So we're better than the Seahawks. We'll be better than the Niners in a few weeks. Just give it a few weeks.
I mean, maybe the Rams should have beaten the Seahawks, but this is all for naught because the 49ers are the best team in the NFC West. Right now, they're the best team in the NFC as a whole, and they've shown it. They've silenced everyone. They have proven that they are the top team in the NFC.
We'll see. We'll see about that. And come back to me in 5 weeks. We'll see.
We'll see.
Moving on to baseball, the Nationals look poised to reach their first World Series in franchise history, which no one could have seen coming. I mean, this was a wild card team. They just lost Bryce Harper, their best player in the offseason. It's just, it's phenomenal. What did you see here?
Yeah, I mean, they have replaced and added to the production that was lost when they lost Bryce Harper in this offseason. I mean, Anthony Rendon by himself, who has put himself
It's been unreal.
yeah, he's been in the top 3 players in the National League all season. Probably would have won the MVP if it wasn't for 2 players named Cody Bellinger and Christian Yelich. I mean, he by himself has replaced all of the production and more Bryce Harper provided. And I mean, you look at the young kid Juan Soto. He's been playing phenomenal since he's been in the lineup, and from top to bottom, that lineup is giving you production, especially now in the postseason. You see batters in the 8th and 7th spots hitting home runs and producing for that team right now, and they're all really hot. And you got to look at their pitching too. I mean, starting with the starters, Scherzer, Strasburg, and Corbin, they've all been lights out so far in the and their bullpen is coming alive right when it needs to be. I know they've been shaky throughout the year, but they've been playing well throughout the postseason. I mean, you just look at the Cardinals series alone, these last few games, they've barely gotten hits, let alone runs. I mean, they've been phenomenal, and they're hot at the right time.
Yep. Yeah. How do you see the other side playing out?
I see the ALCS as a much tighter race. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I think it's going to go 7 games, and I think the Yankees are ultimately going to take it. I think both of those teams have got great pitching, great bats, but I think the Yankees will take it over there.
I agree with you. I think the Yankees are going to get there, but I think the Nationals get it done. They just seem like one of those teams that got hot at the right time.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get it done. All the phases are clicking.
Wild card to World Series.
Wild card to World Series. No one's saltier right now than Bryce Harper.
No.
He gets dropped and his team goes to the World Series.
Sitting at home.
And now to our final story and the most depressing story of the day, USC versus Notre Dame. I mean, it was a decent performance on the road against a top 10 team, but the facts are the facts. Another loss in the Hilton era.
Yeah.
It's time to go. They got to get rid of him as soon as they can. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I don't see him as the coach of the future of this team, and I think there's no point in hanging him around. I think it's time for him to go.
Time to go. Well, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.